first of all, guys, I'm thrilled to be here. I feel like I'm kind of standing on the shoulders of giants just at the roster and the people I've met so far. Let's start my presentation. This entire presentation came about a story my 98-year-old grandfather told me about getting his will updated and his interactions with attorneys as an elder. We in technology and people like you in practice, we need to do better. This is my grandfather. He is a Canasta and checkers master. And instead of focusing on just how bad that service was, I wanted to focus on what does technology do? What is the meaning of technology, and how does that create a communication gap between you and me and your clients? So his story, he grew up in a dirt farm in Alabama, in an area that still right now does not have electricity. He went to work at age 7 when his father died. And he rose up from the ranks. He fought in World War II, came back, got an education, and retired wealthy. So we can learn a lot about the client experience by thinking about how lawyers can serve our elders. You've got a fairly uniform set of legal needs, wills and estates, things like that. But you've got a huge variation of how clients interact with you. For instance, you can have shaky hands, you can have memory problems. So as someone in technology, we have to focus in on what that interaction is, what that means to us. And to attorneys, it's all going to boil down to whether you can bridge that gap with your client, whether you can create interactions that are valuable. So when my granddad came back from the war, in the 1950s, there was this like retro-futurist movement going on. And believe it or not, I'm from Atlanta. That's a picture of what they thought the future of Atlanta would look like. Good, we have fins on our cars. Now we have spaceships. And better yet, that says Peachtree Street. I mean, I live on Peachtree Street. It's not like that. It will be soon, thanks to Georgia Tech. But basically, you've got all of this dynamism, and as somebody in technology, you feed on that. That's what we live for. So you had a spaceship, I'm going to up the ante. I've got a dome city, I've got ziggurats that are like 30,000 feet tall. And so you get this kind of like feedback loop. Because in technology, we're all really high energy people, we're really geeky, and we want to change the world with what we build. And so now, I didn't take a spaceship to get to Tech Show. I mean, I took a spaceship, but it was called the Blue Line. And, it didn't fly very fast. But what happens is we get all of these expectations, and we start to think like, we're going to change the world. But then you've got reality setting in. The best lesson I learned as a technologist is that great design, great tech, it's more about the actual limitations you have. You have to focus in on like the reality. So that's RAM from the 1940s. I don't even know how small that memory would actually be like in practice. I mean, they're using tubes on it. And so we've got this great technology here. Look at what we did as technologists. No, we didn't give you flying ships and dome cities, but we gave you this box that does things. Does it matter? I don't know what the hell that does, but it's clunky. So you have to balance those two elements out. All right, so technology improves. It starts to get better. This was the iMac of its day. And, wouldn't you feel great and powerful using that? And punch cards, those were great too. So right now, as a technologist, and right now, kind of in legal tech, we've got all this dynamism. And we've got to make a choice with our technology. Is our technology going to focus in on our actual users? For you guys, it's clients. Or is it just going to give up and say that, developing great tech is hard, so let's just mass produce things. Let's just throw it out there to try to get users, try to get clients, cash out. I'm going to lay down a gauntlet. I want everyone here to focus on how you treat your clients, like how I think of technology. Like, I stay up at night thinking about interactions. And as attorneys, you can serve people like my grandfather or people like me so much better if you think about client experience on the entire timeline. It's not just if you return calls. It's every little experience leading up to the first conversation to, signing out the account. And don't fall into the pit of trying to turn a kitchen into your dark room. Don't try to combine things that don't make sense. I mean, can you imagine developing film in your kitchen? Or this. It's all these features that you don't need. And in technology, what we need to do for you guys as attorneys is we need to focus in. We need to prioritize serving your clients better, because that's a communication gap. So we create a communication gap. We've got to bridge that. You guys have a communication gap with clients. And if we can come together, if we can really focus in on this, we can take this industry to new heights. We can avoid turning our clients, our users, our customers into commodities. And we can really, there's so much potential right now in the industry. It's the reason I wake up at 4 a.m. every day, because I love this. And we can't forget, you can't replace skill. You can't replace love for the law. You can't replace expertise and great advice with just technology. So here's my call to action, guys. 1 week, come up with one sentence of how you can make your interactions with your clients better. Put it on the wall. My office, it's all Post-it notes of ways we can improve our product. If you can do that with clients, I think it's going to pay you really great dividends.